Welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. Here comes to the news today. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính have just held a high-level session of the annual Vietnam Business Forum (VBF) in 2021. The forum was co-chaired by the Ministry of Planning and Investment, the World Bank Country Director of Vietnam (WB), and the Regional Director of the International Finance Corporation (IFC), and the resident of the VBF. At the forum, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính affirmed that, with the governing theme for the 2022, united and disciplined, proactively adaptive, safe and effective, recovering and development, the government of Vietnam will base it on the actual situation to direct and operate in the proactive, drastic, reactive, responsible, disciplined and integrity manner. The Prime Minister wished the business community, the government and the people of Vietnam to effectively implement the socio-economic development goals in 2022 with the high results. The lifting of restriction on international flights by Vietnam is an opportunity after 2 years of outbreak. Some more tourism businesses have seized the opportunity to operate international tours again. Saigon tourists had officially reopened periodically foreign tours departing to the U.S. through Vietnam Airlines, to the Maldives by Singapore 5-Star Airlines, to Dubai by 5-Star Airlines Emirates, Thailand by Vietnam Airlines. It is expected that in March 2022, the company will employ routes to Europe, the Middle East, Northeast Asia, Southeast Asia. Vic travel depends on the situation of the reopening to welcome tourists from other countries as well as completing the set of foreign tour products. Golden Smile Travel have sold weekly tours to Dubai, Thailand. It is expected that the Southeast Asian tour system will be opened by the Golden Smile Travel smoothly in March 2022, and tours to Australia and the US will also be open for sale from the end of February 2022. In the face of the situation that domestic gasoline prices have reached the highest level in many years, the Ministry of Industry and Trade says that it had prepared enough supply for the market until April. According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, with 800,000 tons and 650,000 tons repairing to dock in the last 2 weeks of February, lot inventory, the domestic production source is supplying for the domestic production and consumptions. It is about 3.8 million tons compared with the monthly consumption of 1.8 to 2 million tons. It can be said that the supply is completely adequate to the meet of demand for production and consumption of people and businesses. U.S. President Joe Biden on February 22nd delivered a speech on the recent development related to the tensions between Russia and Ukraine. In it, he announced the first part of sanctions imposed by the U.S. against Russia. Announcing the first round of sanctions on Russia banks and elites, President Biden says, "This is the beginning of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. We will implement sanctions against Russia. These measures will also target Russian financial institutions and elites." President Biden emphasized that the United States will continue to provide defensive weapons to Ukraine against Russia and increase the deployment of forces to strengthen the defensive capacities of its allies in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization in Eastern Europe. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced that he has canceled a meeting with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. Hours after Blinken's announcement of the cancellation, White House Press Secretary James Spassky also said President Biden had no plans to attend a summit with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. At an online forum organized by the World Labour Organization (ILO), United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres affirmed the need to put people at the center of the recovery process after the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking at the forum, Secretary General Guterres emphasized that the world needs to move towards a green recovery process and give priority to people by ensuring global social security and protecting people from any shock or transitional environment, especially in the context of the pandemic widening the gap between the rich and the poor and increasing the social inequality. This three-day forum was attended by leaders of many countries, along with the representatives of international organizations, employers, and workers. Delegates discussed the Global Accelerator Program on Employment and Social Protection to prepare for the transition launched by President Guterres last 9 years. That's all on the news today. Thanks for watching us. Have a good time. Goodbye.